Tonight, I have right here a Hepburn's Choice 9-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey that was distilled at the Auchroisk distillery. And there are some details here. It says one of 809 bottles, distilled in 2011 and bottled in 2020. And if I recall, where did I get this? I think I got it at the Beverly Corners store in Duncan. Yeah, Hepburn's Auchroisk 9-year-old. $134.99 and a $10 bottle deposit. So $135.09 plus 15%. What's that work out to? Another $20. So this was not a cheap one. This is like $155 or so for this 9-year-old Hepburn's Choice. Now, what am I expecting here? It's 9 years old. It's not very old. And I'm expecting, having had Hepburn's Choice bottlings before, they're usually ex-bourbon barrels, and that's it. There's no finishing, there's nothing. It's just ex-bourbon barrels, and when the time is right, it's bottled. What does it say on here? Hepburn's Choice single malt Scotch whiskey. This range is named in honor of our director's late maternal grandfather, William Hepburn, who traveled the globe with his job in the diplomatic service with a fine judgment honed at many embassy functions. Mr. Hepburn was a connoisseur of his homeland's whiskies. With this in mind, we believe these bottlings would indeed have been Hepburn's Choice. Okay. And on the front, what did it say? It says, from the Speyside region, distilled at Auchroisk, and never colored, never chill filtered. Okay. Bottled from 2 casks. Okay. 2 casks. And there's only 809 bottles of this that have ever been made, so yeah, this is on my trip to Duncan at Beverly Corners liquor store. And I've had some really good things from that shop before in the past. This was back in March of the 9th of March, 2024. It was the day of the Cowichan Valley Whiskey Festival in Duncan, BC. And I had a good time at that festival. But getting a cab is impossible. You have to make other arrangements. So I got my hotel room. Oh, real cork. That's another point. It's better than those composite things. Those composite things don't pop quite as much as the real ones do. There is our Hepburn's Choice, and it is bottled at 46% ABV, so that's a good strength. That looks like ex-bourbon to me. What does it smell like? I'm not getting much. Is it 700 or 750 mils? I believe it's probably 70 CL. Yeah, it's bottled for the market in the UK. So far on the nose, I'm getting some light vanilla caramel. There's just something else. Now the question is that something else coming from the candle that I'm burning? Or is it coming from... No, I think it's coming more from here. There's quite a floral note. And I don't think the candle has a floral note. This is a floral note. It's very floral. As soon as I'm nosing this, I'm imagining stamens shaking off pollen into the pistils, which is plant sex, really. But this is what I get. It's like being in a greenhouse full of flowers. And bees buzzing around and going for the nectar and This might be some superlative whiskey here. Haven't had that much Auchroisk. I've had a sample or two over the years, and I remember having a singleton of Auchroisk way back in the 1980s. So we're talking 40 years ago, when I was still a young lad of 20. No, this is going to be nice. I'm already getting that floral note is so strong. It's reminding me of tiger lilies. My mother's uncle had a flower bed in which he had planted some tiger lilies. And this smells so much like those tiger lilies that my mother's uncle had in his flower bed. He was a horticulturalist who worked at the greenhouse of the Notre-Dame-des-Neiges cemetery in Montreal. I don't know if that greenhouse still exists. And it was right up, well, you go in the gates and you drive up and you go up there, and I have to visit that place again someday soon. Maybe my next trip to Montreal will include a pilgrimage to my mother's family plot, or the plot that my mother's family is buried in. How did I get there? Oh yeah, the floral tiger lily note on this 9-year-old Hepburn's Choice Auchroisk. Oh, this 9-year-old whiskey is a complex beauty. It is giving me what I expected. It is giving me that uncomplicated ex-bourbon. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of the floral note translates to the palate as well as the nose. And I can't say that I have ever had a floral tasting whiskey like this. This is something special and something different. There's definitely some apple, some orchard fruit going on here, some apples. Definitely. And then, along with that floral note, still on the nose, on the palate, there's some caramel, vanilla, and toffee. That is good. And then there, on the finish, it's kind of spicy. It's like a white pepper. A white pepper on the finish. It's not a overpowering spice. It's a white pepper, spicy finish. And it seems to be hanging on with a little bit of that vanilla note. And still, that floral thing is going on. Let's go for another nose. Yeah, it's more vanilla now and less floral on the nose after I've had a sip or two. Oh, there's the floral tiger lily note again. I am going to really enjoy this bottle. Yeah, earthy, floral, ex-bourbon. Definitely getting some of that Auchroisk distillery character, which is maybe where the floral is coming from. Does it say anything on here? It says apples, toffee, spice, filled from 2 wine hogsheads. You know something? I'm not getting much of the wine at all. 2 wine hogsheads. How old and how used up were those hogsheads? I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I told you what I got. I like it. Like I said, I'm going to enjoy this bottle. I don't know if it's worth quite the money I spent, but it's definitely valuable. Two wine hogsheads rather than ex-bourbon. I think those two wine hogsheads were pretty tired. But that doesn't mean it's a bad whiskey. It's not overly complex, but it is pleasant. And it is enjoyable. Yeah. Slancheva.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.